Test 1, 2. This is part 2. Here we go.
G'day, mate.
Welcome all, ladies and gentlemen, to part 2 of Choo Choo Tuesdays, episode 70 with the Godfather. The thunderstorms have moved off into the ocean now, and we are back for the continuation of our live stream. I do apologise for that breaking in transmission. It was a big one, as predicted, and I did explain to you guys earlier tonight that we would be back later this evening, and if I was on before 11 p.m. local time, then I would come back. And just sneaking in there, it's just after 10:30 p.m. Here in our studio in Sydney, Australia. So yeah, a big line of thunderstorms just came rolling in, and man, we copped some absolute crackers. And I'm lucky to be actually on the air. I actually had a asthma attack through the storm. It's been a while since I've actually had one of those, but I do get them from time to time through the storm with the storms, and I yeah, lucky enough I'm back. So if you're watching this on the replay, I did explain to you viewers, if you couldn't come and join us back, if you're watching this on the first part of our stream tonight, then welcome back. If you're watching this on the replay, then hello to you as well. So,
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. Fantastic. Live chat is open to subscribers, non-subscribers alike. Any rudeness, spam, pornography will not be tolerated from us here at Australia Worldwide Gaming. Any spamming or, repeats or any rudeness, even saying ho is not tolerated from us here at Australia Worldwide Gaming. So do understand there is rules and regulations in play. Got my monetizer also looking after the stream tonight, and he's looking in from his headquarters in Canberra. Alright. So what are we going to do? We're on the Grand Central here at the moment, but we're not planning to go there because we've got a premiere for that later on this evening. Right. If I wasn't panicking so much, I would have done Horseshoe Curve as well, but I'm lucky I did go off the air because it was like 10 minutes later and the storm hit, so I had to, prepare everything, all my computer and everything, and, pull the internet cords and everything off it and cover it up and, let it cool down and cover it up and everything, so. Right. So we're on the air now. And to let you guys know that we were originally planning 3 hours like normal for this week's episode, but unfortunately now we've had to cut the stream short. So we're going to be with you guys for around about maybe an hour, 90 minutes, hour or 90 minutes. So one or the other. We'll be here as long as I feel like it. But yeah, we as long as we don't get any more storms rolling in, we should be all good. But never say never. Anyway, we're going to go to the London Commuter. This was on the menu for tonight. Yeah, we there is a part 1 and a part 2 of today's live stream now. So later on, I'll fix it all up, and I'll just go edit a few more description and everything in the live stream and everything. I'll fix all that up later on. Okay, so. I'm very surprised that we haven't received an update for Train Sim World 2, to be honest. I think, they said they were on holidays for Easter, so yeah, probably. Maybe later this week, maybe, I don't know, because, we're supposed to be more frequent with Adam's stuff, but, it's been Tees Valley Line was the last one, wasn't it? Don't trust Dovetail games, whatever they say. Trust me, folks. They reckon it'll be out by the start of the US summer. UK summer. They said the same thing about Rush Hour. Look what happened there. Trust me, folks. It'll be out by the end of the year. I'll just put it that way. We could be in TSW3. Who knows? Who knows what their fucking plans are. Right. London Commuter is where we're heading. What are we going to take? Nah. Yeah, we'll take this one. Nice clear day. And there we go with, we'll go in a little bit later in the daytime actually. Let's go 14 hours. We'll start off with a nice 39-minute service. Let's do this one. Alright. This is part 2 of Choo Choo Tuesdays. Okay, 14 hours 24, 1J, 38, London, Victoria, to Southampton, and Central and the Bargnals regions. Let's go. Okay, we got the Things Link one there. Fantastic stuff there. Alright. Got the red signal in front there. And how are we all today? Yeah, we had a pretty big thunderstorm come through. It was actually the biggest thunderstorm we've had in quite a while, actually. It's been a few weeks since we've had any action like that here in Sydney, so... not unusual for this time of year to have it happen. We've had thunderstorms around Anzac Day in the past. And there's Anzac Day this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, here in Australia. And yeah, we are paying our respects to the... why is it fucking bloody framing up like that? I'm on a fucking high-end PC. What the fuck's going on? Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. Obviously we have a red signal, we got another one in front there. Have I got the whole train looking like this? No, I don't know. Of course not. Of course not. This is one thing I hate about Creators Club. I love to see, even with the full length, to have the actual whole design for the whole train. Like, this is something that Dovetail really needs to look into, I think. Bit more, don't you think? Alright, Clapton Junction is our first stop. I hit the fucking emergency button, didn't I? It's probably safe that I did anyway. Then we're gonna have a plaguing bloody train trip. We have a plaguing trade trip. We've got a freaking train in front. This is how tight the schedule is, eh? You go thank Joe for this, folks. Thank Joe. As much as he's a legend for putting together such a tense timetable, man, it's just... it's not really built for this version of Train Sim World. It's more like a Train Sim World future, like, you know, like when we go into, like, futuristic pleasures of. Yeah, I'm alright. I had an asthma attack, so I wasn't. That's one of the reasons why I was sort of. I get attacks sometimes when there's thunderstorms. Well, I haven't had one like this for quite a while though. So probably why my voice sounds a little bit different in that as well, because I still trying to recover from it. We had a couple big cracks. Yeah, it's moved off the coast now. It's supposed to be getting one in the morning apparently, so that'll be right. Anyway, I'm continuing now, and we have a 40-minute service actually on the London Commuter. We are doing the 1J38 London Victoria. The London Commuter. Brighton Main Line, if you want to call it like that, Brighton Main Line. It is a Brighton Main Line, that's the name of it. Nah, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Lovely, beautiful scenery, isn't it? Look at that. So we go over the train line that goes to Waterloo, is it? London Waterloo, I'm pretty sure. Jay, can you take it over for a second? Yeah. You're good at red signal down here. Fucking smart cunt. What did he say to you? What did you say to him? Red signal. That is a red signal. And the thing they bloody said 12 hours ago on my fucking Twitter page, the Bureau of Meteorology, they said that there'll be a fucking bloody storms likely, not likely. They said possible, and it was green. Green means that it's more likely there wouldn't be a thunderstorm, and there was no fucking red at all in my state. I'm like, what the fuck? It's more like it's red. It's fucking weak. More likely than fucking anything. It's one thing I haven't put on here for a while, and actually I do have it, but it's actually on the old version. There used to be a Emirates flying one where it says, "Make today so awesome, yesterday gets jealous." beautiful station, this one, eh? So much great detail on this route. But man, it's full on. I'm getting better frame rate. I'm getting 65 frame rate on here. On my old PC, used to get less, but on Train Simulator, I used to get around about 15, 16 frames, but now it's like just as good as this if I come through here. When I go to Portsmouth Harbour, because I do have the Portsmouth Harbour one on Train Simulator, and that's the one that actually it breaks off on this one here, this route here where my cursor is, and then breaks off that way. It goes that way instead of going that way.
For your safety.
That's a nice looking one. Look at that. That's the inner city one, actually. Inner city design. Must see that on one of the high-speed trains on Train Simulator on the East Coast line. The East Coast line, I think it is. It's a route I actually want to get for Train Simulator. But I'm going to wait for the sales. There is a few routes that I'm wanting to purchase. Pardon me. That I'm waiting for sale. You would play Train Simulator 2? Yes. Good on you, man. I appreciate that. It's always good to see people playing the great simulator. Now, I'm an OG of Train Simulator 2. I've been playing since on the PC version. Well, I started the playlist, Eli, for Train Simulator 2 when the announcement came through for Train Simulator 2, and I actually found out just before the actual official announcement, by the way, that it was Train Simulator 2. Because we had the clues going around, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's Train Simulator 2021," and then a few of my birdies were turning around and saying they're going to end up calling it Train Simulator 2, and I'm like, "What, a second version?" And they're like, "No, it's technically still Train Simulator. It's just they're trying to make out that it's a whole new game." I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." So that's just what they're gonna call it now. 12 years later, it'll be called Train Simulator Classic. I'll be lucky to be alive in 12 years. Don't say that, no, I'll be open, but I'll be 50 fucking too. It doesn't matter how old you are, you could be an old bugger and you love your trains, you know, you could have been train enthusiast all your life, you know. If you are old these days, they could tell you the stories about the Red Rattler, fuck me. I can tell you the stories about it, don't worry about that. My great kids in the future, they're going to know about the Red Rattler, don't worry about that. I used to bounce up and down on a train on the seats that were like trampolines, and they'll be going, ooh. I used to pop my head out the window, and they used to have the doors that open at the train stations that never closed. That's what the Red Rattler was. Oh man, it was fun. It was fun. Go and have a look at the videos of the Red Rattler on YouTube, folks. And trust me, watch the one on the Carlingford line. You listen to the sound of this thing coming into the station, you'll see people literally just hanging out the doors while driving along, and it's you listen to the sound of this thing when it starts taking off. It's just the sound that makes me cry because I love that train so much. Sadly, the only time you can really experience it now is if you try to book a ticket for one of the rail tours. But unfortunately, last time I went, I got told by one of our former regular viewers in Lely. Lely used to come along on the live streams all the time, but all of a sudden just stopped coming along. And she told me about she works for City Rail here in Australia, where I'm based here in Sydney. And it's the Sydney Trains. I should apologise. It was City Rail back in the days. It's now Sydney Trains. So yeah, I used to work for Sydney Trains. Well, it still works for Sydney Trains. And she told me about the rail tour, but it was too little, too late. She actually found out a bit too late. It was already sold out. So I'm like, oh, you should have told me earlier. I would have loved to have gone with that. But yeah, it was around a few months ago when the pandemic was sort of still like 30,000 cases a day here in Sydney. So it was like, yeah, we're still around at pretty high case numbers at the moment, but there's no, yeah. That's why a lot of people like the UK routes, because they're very similar to trains that are here in Sydney. They're very easy to drive. They're beautiful, you know. Oh shit, where am I going? Whee, this way. Where's the driver? I'm outside. Got my head out like the old days. I used to like playing that when I was a kid. You pop your head out the window, the red rattler, wait for the train to come along, and I'm like, whoop. That was fun. Couldn't do it these days because obviously the kids these days are fucking stupid, you know. they don't understand what it's like when we were kids, you know? Like Jesus, you know, like they'll never know such thing as a pinball arcade. They'll never know anything about you know, Street Fighter 2 in the arcades and Mortal Kombat and all those old school games. Yeah, going in and playing Galaga and Space Invaders and Road Blasters and Afterburner and all the old school games, and Sega Rally and Daytona and you know, especially the pennies, you know, the good old pennies, the Batmans, you know, all the good ones back in the days, Ghostbusters, you know, Back to the Future, the AC/DC one. Actually, the AC/DC one I recently seen, actually, they got a replica of it now for sale, and I noticed, and it's not cheap. So I was like, okay. I've always wanted to own a pinball machine, always. But I've seen they got these digital ones now, and they're really damn bloody cool, eh? Because they got a whole heap of, like, different machines you can choose from, and it just come up on a LED screen or some shit. But I'm thinking, oh man, it still doesn't beat the actual experience of, you know, arcade pinball machine, you know. Like my mate used to have one. One of my good mates, Emilio and Sam, they're brothers, you know. They had a mad one. They actually had the old 90s Batman pinball machine, and I used to play it all the time when I would go there. It was a load of fun. Man, I would have loved to have bought that pinball machine off him. I swear, that thing was a beast. And it'll go, I'm Batman. It was cool. It was so damn cool. I'm not a Batman fan. Like I don't really like Batman. But you know what? There was one Batman movie I do like, and that was Batman and Robin back in the days with was it Mr. Freeze? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mr. Freeze. That was a good one. And Poison Ivy was in that one too. What the hell's happening with this one? Okay, well that's a bit... Is that wrong, or... Because there's a time on that one, isn't it? It's doing it as well, isn't it? What's this one saying? Okay, we're waiting for a signal here. Must be a train just in front. Oh, that's the wrong way. Yeah. Got this train in front here, so we don't be going too far down because we're obviously, you know, here we've got a fair way to go to Gatwick Airport. And Three Bridges. Pardon me. Reset this. That's why we're waiting. So, Eli, you're obviously enjoying the horseshoe curve. I don't know what happened there earlier with me gameplay. You seen how many miles per hour I was going, and I actually got derailed. That's you know, I find that to have been absolutely BS actually, because usually if you're over 5 miles per hour, you're more likely to be derailed. But that I've never experienced ever. Backing a train into a coupling. So yeah, I had derail off too. So by the way, folks, if you've missed part 1, we had a derail on Horseshoe Curve. We was doing the loading coal at the coal mine. It was a little bit different to the uploaded video we did the other day. It was actually a fair bit different. There was a lot more involved in this one. It was actually way harder. And to kick off the show, we did the cover photo. We did a ice run. Even though it's a part of the timetable, it's just a yard to yard run on the Hemstrucker-Roo-Rah. God knows when they added the ice trains on there, but I've just recently discovered it, and I'm like, I discovered it last week on one of the live streams when I was doing another run on the Hemstrucker-Roo-Rah. I think it was with the rail pool, and I'm like, oh, the rail pool's been added to the Hemstrucker-Roo-Rah, and then ice train came past me. I'm like, since when has there been a high-speed train on this route? So, yeah, I was quite surprised actually. very excited because I love that route. I see, Eli, you're into baseball, the show. Yeah, we have the show gameplay on our channel if you're interested in that. I used to be an annual player for the show, even back when it was only exclusive to PlayStation. I've played the show since its first release of the 2015 version, I think it was. When was the first version added to the PlayStation 4 here in Australia? And I used to have to get the game imported, but we had a game company called the Gamesman here in Sydney that gets imported PlayStation games in, and they get that game imported from the USA on the Blu-ray discs every year. And yeah, I used to go over to the location here in Sydney to grab that every time, and before eventually a few years ago they ended up adding it to the PlayStation Store. So yeah, it used to be imported only here in Australia. No, I've been doing gameplay for quite a while. So yeah, we have got some gameplay of that on the channel. So I haven't purchased this year's one because recently over the last few years there really hasn't been many improvements with it. But I did actually see this year they actually finally added the Coca-Cola bottle for the San Francisco Giants Stadium. Because it used to just say cola or something on the bottle, but now I've seen that it's actually saying Coca-Cola, so I thought, they finally got the bloody sponsor rights for it. But yeah, I'm a Yankees fan, so I usually play with the Yankees. I put Robinson Cano in the team though. I wish I could put Alex Rodriguez on there, but you know, we all know what happened. I put an all-star team together, you know. I just put all the bloody good players and just pick players from the league and just put them into an all-star the Yankees team. Like, let's go. Put Clapton in there, and yeah, all the good ones. Cabrera when he was actually fecking on fire though, you know, like, he's not that real good now, but he used to be. I think he's retired now actually. Really haven't followed the baseball recent years though. I used to be really big into watching it, but these days I more prefer watching the the Formula One. I watch every race of the Formula One. That's one sport that I really pay a lot of attention to. As much as I'm a Max Verstappen fan, it's so good to see some fresh competition, eh? And I've always liked Charles Leclerc, actually, Charles Leclerc. So I've always wanted to see the Ferraris actually get back to their peak as well. So it's finally good to see them back at their fucking powers, you know. And it's good to see the Mercedes finally getting fucked in the ass. Man, they've had a dominant run for years, haven't they? Man, they've been on fire for years, and they finally got an engine that fucking doesn't want to go. But oh man, the Red Bulls, they need the Honda engines back. We need Hondas back. Come on, Honda, let's go. Get back into Formula One. You can't win them all, as they say. You can't win them all. I just don't want to see Hamilton break the record because, man, I was a massive fan of Schumacher, so Michael Schumacher. So I, you know, what a legend, what a driver. You know, like to drive in a non-Halo era. You know, like just incredible. And they win the world title not just with one team. You know. I know Hamilton has with a couple, yeah, but as well. But you know, it's the way that Schumacher did it. So you know, you compare both areas. It's not taking anything away from Hamilton. You know, Hamilton's had such an awesome bloody career. You know, it'll be one hell of an effort to try to replicate that again, you know. Don't worry, we'll get an era like that again, but it's just, you know, it's good to see that the competition is now really, really tight, you know. But man, they've got to do something about this bouncing with the cars, though. Fucking hell. Man, someone's going to snap their neck the way it's going. Drivers will be like, I know I asked for hydraulics, but Jesus, this is just too much. They're out Italy this weekend, I think. It's going to be very hard to beat the Ferraris, to be honest. They got the sprint race. They're back this weekend as well. The sprint race is back. So that'll determine the grid, actually. I'm a fan of the sprint race, actually, so it's going to be good. We're 4 miles from Gatwick. So no one going past now. That is the Gatwick Express there. And how's the weather in your area today, Eli? Still wet still wet around there, or is it cleared up? Okay, we're coming into Gatwick Airport now. Okay. It's a little London Midland design there. Combined with a Heathrow design. Beautiful. It's London Midland. Or 166. I don't understand what you're saying there, Eli. It doesn't sound really English what you're talking about there. Okay, there we go with our London Commuter run. Very nice gold medal. You're on Choo Choo Tuesdays, part 2, episode 70. You're with the Aussie Don, the Godfather, coming to you from Sydney, Australia. We had a thunderstorm just recently here this evening. Our time, it is currently local 11:21 p.m. It is Tuesday night here in Sydney, late night. And usually we would be off the air by now, but because of the delay, we've had to come back for part 2. We were scheduled originally for 3 hours, but we've cut the stream short. We had just over an hour on the first part, and we're almost up to 50 minutes. We're 50 minutes right now for our part 2. Okay. We will be back tomorrow for midweek World of Trains, by the way, folks. We'll be back on the air from 8 p.m. Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Hobart, 7:30 p.m. in South Australia, Northern Territory, 6 p.m. in Perth, Western Australia, 10 p.m. in Auckland, New Zealand, 3:30 p.m. in New Delhi, India, 7 a.m. in Brazil, 6 a.m. Boston and New York, 3 a.m. the West Coast of USA, 11 a.m. UK, midday in Germany, Spain, France, Portugal. So come and join us then for midweek World of Trains, and we'll be doing 3 hours of Train Sim World 2 tomorrow. And don't forget on Friday, the Friday Night Ticket episode X1X. It is our 19th episode of the Friday Night Ticket, and we are doing the Train Simulator Classic launch live stream. All right. Talent 2. This is the design that's going to be available on the new extension of the Leipzig to Riesa and then to Dresden. So it's going to be a route that I haven't got actually, so the whole thing's going to be brand new to me. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. I have got the West Coast Main Line, and that is getting an update with signalling and whatnot. And the Union Pacific route, the pass, I gotta call it the pass, is new to me as well, so that's gonna be fantastic to do. I've seen they got some really cool loops in that thing, and yeah, some really long trains. So I thought, oh yeah, very cool, very similar to the Sherman Hill type thing. I thought, yeah, it's gonna be fun. So yeah, like I explained to you guys, all our launches that we have, the train simulator launch will be happening on Friday morning our time here in Australia. So that gives us time to get familiar with the update, and then when we do the live stream on Friday evening our time, we will bring you all the action of our launch live stream for the Train Simulator Classic. We're in Leipzig City Tunnel, cross City Tunnel now. We are getting an update for Rapid Transit again as well soon, with the PSI is going to finally be showing on this talent to design, the S-Bahn, and look forward to finally seeing that. It's something I've been calling for this train for a very damn long time. Ah, very nice. Got stuck in the fucking bloody staircase, huh? I used to hate this route back in the days because you never used to have the timetable to do the short runs. You always had to do the bloody A to Z, you know, so it used to take 70 minutes to do, you know. It used to be over an hour long, used to do the whole length. And then they added the update with the 2021 timetable and changed the game forever. The route has been such a blessing in disguise since that happened. It's always been a good route, but yeah, I just prefer to do the shorter length runs. Especially for live streaming, it's more better because obviously I like to give you a variety of gameplay through it. That's why I sort of don't really like doing the real long runs, but yeah, sometimes we do long runs, you know. Obviously, you know, when we're doing freight services, and you know, the lengths of freight services are longer, so it's understandable in that fashion. But yeah, I like the cross city Leipzig because I love the designs of all the different types of stations they have. So you get a different variety and a different look every platform you go to along this route. And to be honest, this is the original underground train route for Train Sim World, actually. Even though it's just a little selection of it, you know, but still. We are at the main station. This is the underground part of it. Main station's on top, and up those stairs, and on that side there. Alright, there we go with that one. Okay, I can see my moderator has finally opened up his ears about that guy. So he's being traced, I say. Okay. Alright. I say to him, this kid would fucking rip your head off, boy. Right, hour and 2 in. We're gonna go one more. We're gonna go one more. Right. So I said to you guys earlier tonight I would finish the stream with another run with the ice train, and we're gonna do the eastbound one this time around. So that's what shall do. So here we go now with eastbound at 13 hours 10. Enjoy. No, we won't do that one. We'll do the 8:10. That one was 37 minutes. So this one's 23. Sounds like that one had a delay. All right, here we go. That was empty, wasn't it? Okay.
Störung. Zugbeeinflussung. WI gesperrt. WI gesperrt.
AFB. AFB. AFB.
This better not have a bloody signal issue. No, on this fucking route it bloody probably does. There's that train, it's got something to do with it.
SIFA, SIFA, RFB, RFB, RFB.
Okay, we're coming into our final stop now. And this will be the end of our Choo Choo Tuesdays. Don't forget there was in 2 parts today of the live stream, as we had a severe thunderstorm in Sydney and we had to cut the stream short. So we've split it up into 2 parts. Alright, let's have a look at the results. Beautiful, gold medal. Okay, that was the DB87203 eastbound ICE ECS with the DBBR 403 ICE DB locomotive. Fantastic, alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our 70th episode of Choo Choo Tuesdays here at Australia Worldwide Gaming. It's been an absolute honour and privilege giving you the gameplay of today. I do apologise once again for the issues. Well, not so much the issue, but I didn't know that there was a severe thunderstorm on the forecast for today. So I haven't been paying attention to the weather or the news lately because it's just the same old, just politics, because we've got a federal election here at the moment, and it's just blah 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 every 5 seconds on the news, and they're just talking about war and just COVID, and I'm just like, oh, fucking over it. So I was like, fuck it, I don't watch the news. Yeah, I'm too busy running this YouTube channel. Anyway, so yeah, part 1, part 2, 2 parts for today. Our first part, our second part, combined around 2.5 hours of fantastic gameplay. And yeah, we thank you very much for watching this part 2, and go and check out part 1 if you haven't seen it already. And if you joined us late, there's a full replay of today's live stream. I do apologise for some of the stupidity in the live chat today as well. It really didn't make sense what this guy was talking about, to be honest. And I don't have time for stupid people. So, yeah. Just turns out it's just a bot. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next Tuesday with episode 71. We'll be back tomorrow for Train Sim World 2. And we are on the air for our another episode of Midweek World of Trains. And I do believe tomorrow is our 76th episode. We're back to our normal logo tomorrow, as we had our Diamond episode last week with the launch of the Horseshoe Curve, but it was our Diamond episode, as it was our 75th episode. So thank you very much for everybody that watched. Coming up at 2 a.m. local time here today, which is in 2 hours from now, we have a premiere on our YouTube channel from the Harlem line, and it is the 10:50 a.m. service from Grand Central Terminal to Southeast. That is the name of it, even though we know it doesn't go to the Southeast, but that is the name of it, and it is the train 621 with the M7A MTA locomotive. So check that one as a premiere. And then we also have coming up Train Simulator, an evening service on the Isoban, and that is with the DBBR143 with the DBPB ZFAs. And we have coming up tomorrow, an hour before the live stream, we have an ice cool morning from the Hamburg to Hangover route on Train Simulator as well, with the Ice 2 locomotive. So go check that one out. It is going to be fantastic-rito. And we've got lots more action coming your way. Don't forget, Train Simulator 2022 is what we're calling it at the moment. From Friday, it will be Train Simulator Classic. Yes. What's it going to be called next? Train Simulator Out of This World? Or Train Simulator Who Gives a Shit? Just call it Train Simulator. That's all you have to call it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm the Godfather. Say hello to your mother for me. And we will see you on the rails again tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.